Imagine creating an entire brand campaign.
Hmm.
A logo, a website, maybe even a video with AI characters, all just from a single sentence. What if that future isn't just coming, but it's actually already here? And maybe even free. Welcome to the deep dive.
Today we're looking into something genuinely transformative, Lovart. It's being called the world's first true AI design agent. And this isn't just another image generator, right? It's a system designed to actually think, plan, and create, almost like a full-time creative director. Our mission today is really to explore how this kind of tool fundamentally shifts the creative landscape and, importantly, what it all means for you.
Yeah, we're going to dive right into what makes Lovart so different from all the other AI tools you might have played with. We'll show you some, frankly, mind-blowing real-world examples of what it can whip up in minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of pull back the curtain on the tech that powers it. We'll also get into who benefits most, how you can really maximize your results with it, and, yeah, some important ethical things to keep in mind. So let's unpack this potential game changer. Okay, let's start with the way things usually work with AI, the traditional workflow.
Yeah.
If you've tried building a campaign, you know how fragmented it can feel. You're sort of jumping from maybe ChatGPT for text, then over to Midjourney or maybe Ideogram for images, Runway for video, A11 Labs for voice, and then you're the one manually piecing it all together. It just takes so much time.
Yeah.
And often that initial vision, it just gets a bit lost.
Exactly. And that's where Lovart really flips the script. Instead of all that jumping around, you give it one single high-level request. And from that, it basically acts as your creative director. It analyzes what you need, plans out the whole creative strategy, and then it orchestrates multiple specialized AI models, gets them working together, the end result. A complete, cohesive campaign package.
Yeah.
Ready to go. It's like having a whole studio, not just a single tool.
That sounds incredibly powerful. So just for clarity, when we say AI agent here, what's the key idea? How is that different from just, another AI tool?
Yeah, good question. Think of an AI agent like a really smart assistant. It doesn't just do one task. It understands your overall goal, your big picture, and then it figures out the steps, manages other specific AIs, and gets them to work together to achieve that goal. It acts autonomously. Beat.
Right. And it's integrating some serious AI muscle to do this, isn't it? The source mentioned some top names.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It pulls together a sort of best-in-class suite. You've got ChatGPT doing the planning and the copywriting, which it's brilliant at. Then Runway for video, Ideogram for images, especially getting text right in the images. Gemini's in there for reasoning across different types of inputs. Flux for those super photorealistic images. Plus, it has its own custom AI for voice and background music. It really is like having a whole digital creative team on call.
So boiling it down, what's the core difference between using those single task tools one by one versus this new agent approach?
It's really about the AI acting as a project manager, not just being the tool itself.
Okay, we've laid the groundwork. We know what an AI agent is, how it uses these other models. But the real magic, I think, comes when you see what Lovart actually creates.
Yeah.
And the examples from the source material, they really are quite stunning.
Oh, they're fantastic. Seriously, take the Apple-style electric toothbrush website. The prompt was basically create a homepage for a new electric toothbrush, make it look like Apple's website. In less than 3 minutes, it generated professional product photos, designed a whole homepage with hero sections, feature descriptions, all perfectly matching that clean, minimalist Apple aesthetic. It was quite something.
And it's not just about one web page, right? The Duck Coffee brand identity example seemed much broader.
Oh, that one was fun. The prompt. Design attention-grabbing packaging for Duck Coffee. And Lovart went full branding agency. It came up with multiple packaging ideas, different logo versions, brand guidelines. It even sketched out ideas for what a physical Duck Coffee cafe might look like, inside and out. All with this really charming, consistent Japanese-inspired feel. It had real personality. Whoa, I mean, just imagine the sheer volume of high-quality designs you could generate. Testing hundreds of concepts in minutes instead of months. That's huge.
So we're not just talking pretty pictures here. These are fully thought out brand concepts ready to use.
Exactly. A complete vision from the product itself right through to the packaging and digital presence.
Okay, we've seen the breadth brands, websites. Let's get even more granular now. Let's walk through some of the step-by-step examples from the source for specific, complex, creative tasks.
Right. First up, AI-generated podcast creation. This one had a really specific prompt, something like 60-second podcast video, realistic style, 2 guys, 1 colonial English gentleman, one from the 2100s talking about their lives, upbeat vibe, 16.9 format, chest up shot, colonial studio, on-air sign, light acoustic music, playful tone. Whew!
And what's fascinating is seeing Lovart's planning process laid out. It didn't just start generating, it confirmed it understood the request.
Yeah.
Then it actually wrote a full 60-second script, creating distinct characters like a colonial gentleman and future man. It even figured out appropriate accents and voices. You could see it thinking.
And the final video, honestly, mind-blowing. High quality, and it actually ran a bit longer than 60 seconds because the conversation it wrote was just that good. It needed the time, the lip sync. Flawless, which, is super hard for AI. The audio sounded authentic, the lighting looked professional, the music fit perfectly, and the facial animations were incredible little eyebrow raises, small smiles, really expressive. Here's just a tiny bit of how it sounded.
Colonial gentleman. Good day and welcome to our rather unusual podcast. I'm Sir Edward Blackwood, coming to you from the glorious year of 1882. Future man. And I'm Zephyr Nova, joining from the year 2127. Quite a time gap we have here, Sir Edward.
Incredible, right? Felt like watching a proper show.
Then moving on to something different. Professional mobile app UI design. Here the prompt was simpler, just text plus a logo file. Design an app for YouTube Growth Academy with UI layout.
And the AI just acted like a pro UI UX designer. First, it looked at the logo, figured out the style, the colors. Then it planned out the entire app structure. Home dashboard, course catalog, user profile, analytics dashboard, all the key screens. In just over 3 minutes, it delivered complete professional-looking screens, KPI cards, course lists, badges, even analytics charts labeled actionable insights. I mean, that single generation potentially skipped weeks, maybe months, and thousands of dollars in traditional design costs.
That's impressive for digital. But what about physical stuff like merchandise? That seems like a different kind of challenge.
Yeah, totally. So for the instant merchandise suite, the request was for a hoodie, cap, diary, pen, phone case, and tote bag for a brand called AI Firewealth Academy. Lovart didn't just slap the logo on things. It analyzed the brand, came up with thoughtful designs like a subtle embroidered logo on the hoodie, these cool dynamic arrows on the phone case, and then generated photorealistic mock-ups. The kind you could send straight to a print-on-demand service. Boom, instant e-commerce store products, easily saving $2,000, $3,000, maybe $4,000.
So the takeaway here seems to be that the agent isn't just making assets in isolation, it's understanding the intent behind them, the strategy.
Exactly. It acts more like a strategic creative partner thinking ahead. Mid-roll sponsor, red placeholder.
Now, it's easy to imagine this is all just one giant magical AI doing everything, but the source material is very clear. Lovart uses multi-agent AI orchestration.
So, for listeners, how does that orchestration actually work? What's going on under the hood? Right, it's definitely not just one AI. Think of it like having a team of specialized AI experts. Each one is really good at its specific job, right? And they're all coordinated by a central AI that acts like the creative director. So you have a planning agent, often something like ChatGPT, that takes your main request and breaks it down, figures out the strategy. Then you've got the visual generation team, using tools like Flex for Realism, Ideogram for text and images, Runway for video. An audio generation team handles voices and music. And then, crucially, there's an integration layer. This isn't just stitching things together. It's like the project manager, making sure everything looks and feels consistent, coherent, on brand. It uses feedback loops, learns as it goes.
And that fundamentally changes the workflow. Traditionally, it was, human prompts AI, human reviews, human prompts another AI, human combines. It was very manual. But with Lovart, the model seems to be human gives direction, AI agent manages everything in complete output. The agent does the refining and self-correction. That's a big shift.
It's a massive shift. And that translates directly into a totally new kind of ROI. Think about content creators. Suddenly, they have a force multiplier. Complete videos, tons of thumbnail options, full channel branding done super fast. Or e-commerce businesses. Full product launch campaigns, the photos, the web assets, the marketing stuff in hours. A traditional launcher may be looking at, $13,000 to $26,000? And months of work. With Lovart, it's potentially $0 or maybe the $29 a month subscription plus a few hours of your time. That's over 95% cost savings. It's huge.
And for marketing teams inside bigger companies, it seems like it brings speed and agility. It frees up human designers to focus on the really high-level strategy, the truly original concepts. And for freelancers, it could supercharge their work. Faster turnarounds mean more clients, maybe offering services they couldn't before. It seems like it augments human ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thinking about that, how does this multi-agent system really change the fundamental value proposition for businesses and creators?
It really democratizes high-end creative production, drastically cuts the time and cost for pretty much everyone.
Okay, so mastering this tool isn't just about writing a good prompt. The source talks about the art of direction. Your prompt becomes more like a comprehensive creative brief. So expert, beyond the basics, how do you really get good at directing an agent like Lovart?
Yeah, that's key because you're not just telling it what to make, you're guiding its thinking. So definitely be specific about style. Not just design a logo, but design a minimalist logo for innovate. Think Apple, use blue and white, convey forward motion. You got to give it that direction. But also, critically, include context and purpose. Why are you making this? What's the goal? Who is it for? Specify your target audience. That helps it tailor everything.
And the iterative improvement strategy seems vital too. Starting broad, then giving specific feedback. Not just, I don't like it, but make that font 20% bigger, or try a warmer color. Asking for variations, building on what worked before. I still wrestle with prompt crafting myself sometimes. It really is more art than science, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It takes practice. And then always use a quality control checklist at the end. Does it fit the brand? Is the quality professional? Is it right for the audience? Is it optimized for where you'll use it? That human check is non-negotiable.
Right. And finally, the practical stuff. Security and ethical considerations. Let's start with intellectual property. The legal side is still, well, evolving with AI. What's the best approach right now?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Definitely review the terms of service of any tool you use. That's step one. For IP, keep good records of your prompts. That's your input. And critically, add your own creative layer. Don't just use the raw output. Modify it, enhance it, make it uniquely yours. That adds protection and value. And, for really high-stakes stuff, talk to a lawyer. Still the safest bet.
And on quality and authenticity, even with a tool this powerful, the AI isn't perfect, right?
Not at all. You absolutely need that human review. Check for accuracy, make sure it aligns with your brand, check for any cultural sensitivity issues. The AI is an amazing co-pilot, an incredible tool. But you're still the director. You're responsible for the final quality and making sure it's ethical.
So Lovert really feels like a fundamental shift. It's moving beyond AI as just a tool, turning it into something more like a true creative partner.
Exactly. And that means creative outcomes that were just impossible for many people or businesses before are now suddenly within reach. Think about it. Professional grade campaigns deliver in minutes instead of months. The competitive edge for people who adopt this early, it's potentially massive.
Which leaves us with a question for you, the listener, to maybe ponder. In a world where AI can effectively build entire creative departments almost instantly, what new forms of human creativity will emerge? What new kinds of collaboration become possible? Maybe our role shifts more towards that high-level direction, the big ideas, asking the really interesting questions.
Yeah, definitely something to think about. We really hope this deep dive sparked some ideas for how this tech could transform what you do in your work or your business. If you want to dig deeper, the original source material has details on Lovart's early access and their pricing.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into what feels like the next wave of creativity.
Until next time.